Yo, Aquarius, do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor. Try to surprise me, alright? Try to be unpredictable like Aquarius is all. And let me not guess what this reading is going to be about. And I'm not sure if all my readings at this time I was able to tap into what was explained during them beforehand, but a great deal of them have been, you know? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just brought up being unpredictable because I'm doing an Aquarius reading right now. So, apart from that, let's not forget that you're a fixed sign, though, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying you can't stick to something and see it all the way through. No, not at all. But I am going to tell you what we're doing here today. We're going to be doing an immediate reading, and you can tell what type of reading is going to be on the video when I do tarot for moving forward, because it's going to be hashtag immediate, hashtag career, hashtag general, you know what I'm saying? So, or hashtag immediate, you know, all just different types of hashtags. But the first one is going to be able to identify what type of reading it is for y'all, all right? So what I'm going to do today is, right now is, we're going to find an immediate situation that's in your aura, in your vicinity right now, that you are facing, or that you are currently about to be facing. We're going to draw a card to explain that. We're also going to draw a card after that to see what your feeling or your viewpoint is on that situation. And after that, lastly, we're going to draw a card to see what's a factor or, you know, a piece of information that you can consider when making a decision relative to that situation, all right? But you are not forced or obligated to make a decision on this situation, you know what I'm saying? Just because you see immediate does not mean you should immediately make a decision, you know what I mean? Use your discernment, use your judgment. And we're about 2 minutes in already. I'm running my mouth, so I'm shuffled. I'm about to slice and dice this deck, and we're going to get into it. So just bear with me if I blurt through this, all right? All right. Slice, dice. This is the current situation at hand, Aquarius. Bam. What we doing? What we doing? The devil in reverse, okay? So some type of change you've been holding on. Something has been chaining you. You have been chained in some type of way, all right? And let me not be so dramatic right now. Let me really call this for what it is. These chains are due to feeling dependent on someone or something. And because of that, you have reached the point of your ambition. I'm smiling. I can't stop smiling. You don't understand. This is really an inside thing, but your ambition has reached through the roof because of this thing that you've been attached to for so long that it's like you had no alternative but to bubble up all of this energy and channel it into something that would have you focus on something that's other than the actual bondage that you're caught in. Okay? Because you have potential. Not only do you have potential, you have business potential. And it just wasn't being exercised to its fullest because you've been dependent on that thing. Whatever that thing is, that entity, that person, that job, I don't know exactly what it is. You make it fit the way that it needs to fit. I don't have the deets. Well, I just don't have all of the deets just yet anyway, you know. But the devil in reverse, right? It's about you needing to make a change. And as you're making that change is going to need for you to also take action based upon the skill set that you already have that has you feeling so ambitious. See how that's channeled, direct and forward? No more, nothing less. Let's get to it. How do you feel about this situation? Bam! What is this? 8 of Pentacles in reverse? Okay. You have a repetitive or boring job. This could be the actual thing that you are in bondage to. If it's not the repetitive or boring job, something is being done repetitively and it has you bored. You want to talk about it? You want to get in the comment section and talk about it? You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it under wraps. I'm kind of like low-key starting trouble. I don't want to start trouble. You know what I mean? But I do kind of want to know. But I don't have to know because it's kind of like I already know. You know what I mean? So it's like this, yo. You can do this. You can do this. The reason why you haven't done this yet is because you're overspending in something else in another department. I don't know what department that is, but you do. You've been assessing it, as a matter of fact. You know exactly what area of your life, what pocket of life this is where you've been doing a bit too much. So right now you're strategizing on how to pull back in those areas because you know in order to reach your goals, this is a Virgo card, in order to reach your goal, which is directly linked to this business savvy that you have here and this excessive ambition that's built up, you're going to have to not cook the books, that's the wrong terminology to use, but you're going to have to work them books out. All right, you're going to need a P&L sheet, a spreadsheet. If you don't got one, request one. I got one. Profit and loss sheet, you know what I'm saying? Get your things together, put your expenses in this column, put your profits, your revenues in that column. You know what I mean? Do a little sum, equal sum, adding, subtracting, because you can do it. This is an I Can chakra card. You can do it, yo. You can do it. What movie is that? Is that Waterboy? You can do it. Some Bobby Boucher shit, real talk. You know what I mean? And you might think that you're underqualified for this position. And I'm not saying that you are or you aren't. You know, just because you have excessive ambition and you have drive does not always mean that you're qualified. So this could have some truth to it. My thing is, though, if you do feel underqualified, it's nothing that you can't work on because Virgo is the sign of perfection. You just got to move some stuff around and get mutable in order to shift yourself into the element of the individual that can actually do this, because you can do this. It's an I Can chakra card. You can do it. Let's see what the most important element is that you should be considering when factoring this thing in. I see more pentacles. It's the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Unpaid bills. You having money problems right now? If you are, it's because you're holding on to money too much. So this is what I want you to think about, right? Let me say this correctly. Hold on, let me look. Let me see this correctly. Because you're working on something that's boring over here, but you're doing it probably because it's mandatory. You have to, even if it's just to keep yourself busy or to keep yourself out of this dependent situation, because this is damn near sucking the life out of you. Pause. So when you obtain the revenue from doing this boring shit, you're supposed to take those pentacles and pay those bills. Pay the bills, pay all the money problems off. Just pay them, because you're gonna you gotta get back more into the routine of being an individual. And the more that you're not, it's going to have you in a place where you have to remain dependent. So notice this is a moon card, this is a Taurus card. The selfishness may be coming from treating yourself to things and items that make you feel good. And you may be putting bills on the back burner because of it. So I'll say this. If any of your bills are unpaid, try to pay the bills that are going to be... This is what I'm coming up with. If you have bills that you're paying that you don't fucking need, get rid of them shits. You don't need them. You don't need them. Get rid of them shits. I said that already, but I'm stressing that. I'm putting emphasis on that, all right? If your debt is crooked, fix that first. If your debt is good, then all you left to deal with is being selfish. And the selfish is coming from the expenditures that you're taking for yourself, that your creature comforts, whatever those are. And I'm not saying to straight up starve yourself of them, but cut back on them. Show yourself more discipline. The same thing that was shown in this card.